Fellow Nigerian, in the face of these ugly pictures of our country which I've just painted, you may be surprised to hear me say the following. Now please pay attention here. Yes, we have and still face numerous challenges and painful moments, but I remain optimistic that with the right leadership, better informed citizens, and divine mercy and intervention, Nigeria will soon emerge a great, secure, and progressive nation. I'm convinced. Now, this is not a hope born of blind optimism, but one rooted in my personal experience, an unfolding life story of tragedies and hope. Look, the journey that brought me this far is extraordinary. I am the last born of a peaceful, hardworking, and caring Igbo family. The first to go to a secondary school, university, and to study and work in advanced countries. My life story is mysterious and challenging as it is rewarding. Yes, indeed. Now, these experiences, my parental upbringing and values, made me who I am today. Hardworking, ambitious, compassionate, law-abiding, eager to make a difference in society, and proud of my African heritage, no matter what destiny and life throw at me. Please, allow me to share a little of my life journey, and perhaps you will come to understand my source of optimism for this great country and why I set up the Reclaim Your Country political movement. Thank you. In Warri, Bendel State, 1984, I was severely sick, and no hospital, spiritual church, native doctor, or shrine across several states in Nigeria could provide an adequate remedy. One day I mustered all the strength I could to visit my office and tidy my desk for what I thought was the final time. Not quite 30 minutes on my desk, a stranger of Calabar origin walked in and asked for my help in securing employment. Now, you see, his request was beyond me since I was not in charge of recruitment and had been absent from the office for so long due to ill health. However, my compassionate instincts kicked in, and I said to him, "Son, no matter the financial pressure, please never engage in any illegal activities, including armed robbery, which was then rampant. My home is open to you to feed, shower, and rest anytime while you search for jobs." Unknowingly, I had invited and entertained an angel. This should be a lesson to all watching this presentation. Now, he visited me once or twice a week. On his last visit, he said, "This is the last time you will see me. You will not die of your sickness. In a couple of weeks' time, you will be in the United Kingdom. A priest will shelter you, and from there you will embark on an extraordinary journey to your destiny. There will be challenges along the way, but you will prevail." 8 weeks or so later, I was in United Kingdom, and within a month of my arrival in London, Canon David Garlick of St. Mary the Virgin, Lewisham, miraculously located me. Within 1 hour of encounter, he was ready to depart for a trip to India. In the company of parish members, we accompanied him to Gatwick Airport, and I returned to the vicarage. Now listen, no tenancy agreement, no surety, no deposit, no forms filled, and no security check. That's a miracle and a connection by divine decree. You see, early morning the next day, 31st October 1984, he rang me from India to pray for his safety and the people of India as the country was in a state of anarchy and sectarian killings following the assassination that morning of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister. This is history. Now, a week after, I was completely healed of a sickness that tormented me for about a year in Nigeria. That's not all. Now, at my highest time of need in the UK, workers in worry, cleaners, cooks, gatemen, night guards, and low paid, remembered how I touched their lives. They taxed themselves and raised £5,000 to support my education. That's a miracle, a gift and recognition I will never forget. How did these poor workers know that I was confronting financial crisis in Europe? It's a question I keep asking myself. You see, when God sends you on an errand, He supplies the resources. And I reckon that's how to test if one is working on His schedule. Well, this marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey that saw me earn qualifications from top UK institutions, battle challenges of unparalleled intensity on my path, secure prestigious employment that led to numerous business trips to Russia, Kiev, China, Greece, Singapore, South Africa, and others. Now, it may interest you to note that I have taught, supervised, and transformed the lives of thousands of university students of all races and nationalities across the world, at undergraduate, master's, and doctoral levels. I have won several awards and recognition, and I'm grateful to God. Now, I want you to listen to this carefully. However, on this same journey, I have experienced and fought racism, marginalization, isolation, and humiliation single-handedly, and I prevailed on my own terms. Now, I have lived and observed the world's view of black men and their leaders. I have observed highly qualified Africans on economic slavery in foreign lands. I have experienced the humiliation of Nigerian passports and citizens at borders and foreign embassies. I have watched news of thousands of Africans die crossing the Mediterranean in search of a better life abroad. Hundreds sold into slavery, women raped and impregnated by their captors, and able-bodied Africans slaughtered for their organs. Now, these unfortunate young men and women of Africa, our sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, have one thing in common. They were running from poverty, the impact of corrupt and clueless governments, looted national treasury, and infrastructural decay. I shed tears for them. They dreamt big, just like you, but could not make it in their home country. They risked it all in search of a better life for themselves and their families, and they paid a heavy price. Now, equally on this journey, I have observed, now this is important, Nigerian youths transform ideas into the famous Kannywood and Nollywood, and turn the entertainment industry into the third largest industry in the world. That is no mean achievement. I am proud of you. I've watched Nigerian bloggers competing favorably internationally, creating the future of media online, and promoting our capabilities nationally and internationally. You're great. I've watched taxi drivers, truck drivers, Okada drivers, market women and men, street hawkers, farmers, all investing their best to support our economy and livelihood in the face of harsh economic, political, and security challenges facing this country. Look, I am proud of them and their achievements, no matter how little. So it is clear to me that we are not a nation of lazy people. We're not. Therefore, on this journey I have vowed that never again shall future generations of Nigerians be forced into economic slavery abroad or slaughtered for their parts due to medieval and clueless leadership, corruption, occultism, and looting of national treasury at home, if I have the power to effect change. Above all, this journey enriched my knowledge of God, national development, and why some nations are poor in the midst of plenty, while others are economically prosperous with little or no natural resources. Yes. So, what I'm doing today, and through my charity organizations, the Open Mind Foundation, and the Reclaim Your Country movement, is nothing but responding to my calling. That's what I'm doing here. So let me tell you here, take it from me. There is a power greater than Nigerian politicians, greater than the rulers of darkness, greater than the devourers of our collective destiny, agents of darkness in religious uniforms, and princes and princesses of demonic fraternities that shed and enrich on innocent blood. I am a witness. I am a testimony. So, fellow Nigerian, we don't have to wait until the day of the impending Armageddon. Let's come together and with clean hands build and unleash hope for this and future generations. It is in your hands, and you can, if you will. Thank you. Now, let me end this address with the following appeal to you and your loved ones. The founding father of India, Mahatma Gandhi, warned his people of the dangers of what he called the 7 deadly sins. Wealth without work. Pleasure without conscience. Science without humanity. Knowledge without character. Politics without principle. Commerce without morality. Worship without sacrifice. Now, no nation or people can shoulder the weight of even one such deadly sin and remain united, progressive, or prosperous. Alarmingly, all 7 are present and widespread in our country today, thanks to our morally bankrupt politicians, lawmakers, judiciary, and tribally and religiously controlled law enforcement authorities. Look, we must take bold steps to reclaim our country. You see, I want to raise an army of concerned and patriotic citizens, north and south, to bring down the kingdom of darkness in our country and set free the full potential of this great nation. Yes, that's my ambition. That's my vision. So I appeal to you today to join this noble cause. I beg you, walk with me, hold my hands, pray with and for me, and let's together break the leadership curse come 2019. Look, I am not a politician. Neither am I stronger, wiser, more Nigerian or more intelligent than you. The difference is that I am a technocrat and have taken a stand to deploy the best of my abilities in supporting the development of a restructured, united, competitive, and prosperous Nigeria. It is for this reason I set up the Reclaim Your Country movement, to galvanize the youths, academics, professionals, and entrepreneurs of our country like you into action. As President Obasanjo recently called on Nigerians to form a coalition of like minds for the progress and security of our country, Reclaim Your Country movement was already in place. So I'm not copying him prior to this call. It is a coalition of hope for all Nigerians for speedy, quality, and equal development, security, unity, prosperity, and progress. It is a coalition to banish poverty, insecurity, and despair. It is a coalition for democracy, good governance, social and economic well-being, and progress. A coalition to salvage and redeem our country. It is not a political party, though one could emerge from it. Now look, I present you an opportunity to write your name into history books. Please take it, and together we will free this nation from the grips of cabals, corrupt politicians, and medieval leadership. It is in your hands. It is in your hands. Now, you may wish to know how you can contribute to the success of our struggle. Well, you can donate, join the full membership of the organization, or volunteer your time to serve. Any of these options can be initiated or executed securely via our website. Now, however you choose to make your impact, we are ready to welcome you. Together, we will make history come 2019. Now, there are a number of steps we need to take. We must build and defend a stronger democratic governance that creates the environment for sustained development, progress, and opportunities for all people and not just some or a few. We must build a powerful, secure, and progressive nation that promotes a sense of national identity, pride, and patriotism, that rejects conflict in favor of a future of peace and reconciliation. As President Obama keeps reminding Africa, no country can achieve its full potential unless it draws on the talents of all its people, men, women, boys, and girls. So, we must give our girl child the same education and job opportunities as our sons, for a more peaceful, more prosperous, and faster developing nation. Look, it has been proven over and over again that lasting prosperity comes not from what a nation consumes, but from what it produces, and from the investment it makes in its people and infrastructure. Therefore, we must invest in our youths. And the youths must invest in themselves too, by doing whatever it takes to enhance their skill and knowledge to make a difference in our society. Look, we must nurture new, productive, and equal partnerships with developed and developing nations and multinational enterprises. We must prepare our nation to adapt to environmental and other challenges. We must retool our government and citizens to be forward-looking, creative, innovative, and entrepreneurial. Well, that calls for the education of our citizens and training of our workers in world-class universities, polytechnics, and colleges of our own. I mean our own. And investments in science and engineering. We must believe strongly in the rule of law and that there are human rights that cannot be denied in our homeland. We must commit ourselves to the rights of every citizen for a basic measure of security, including health care, employment, and dignified retirement benefits. So, fellow Nigerians, look, the challenges we face are great. I dare not underestimate its magnitude. The work before us is going to be hard. Changing mindsets and long-held practices will not be easy. But we have a history of survival against all odds and overcoming several difficulties and obstacles. Now, the hand of God is upon us, His people. That reassures me we can achieve whatever we set our minds to, no matter how hard. With courage and purpose. With humility and hope. With faith in the promise of a greater tomorrow. And with firm belief in total liberation and freedom, let us march straight forward together to reclaim our country for enduring national security, unity, liberty, equity, justice, and prosperity. God bless our homeland, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And God bless you, my fellow citizen. And I look forward to meeting you one-on-one in the near future. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.